and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, as you've seen by the title, I'm gonna go ahead and be sharing all of my like makeup favorites, hair favorites, and like I don't think I'm gonna share my skincare favorites. I'll probably do that like in a separate video, like on my Instagram or something, on my Instagram story. So I'll go ahead and put it in my over here so you guys can go ahead and follow me if you don't already. So to start off, I already went ahead and moisturized my face. I currently been using the Cetaphil Daily Facial Moisturizer with SPF. So that just makes it 10 times better. I really like the idea that this has sunscreen, because I do make it a bad habit that if my moisturizer does not have sunscreen, I'll rarely remember to put on sunscreen, and it is very important to prevent wrinkles and sunspots. So that is a very easy way to prevent them. And again, it's from Cetaphil. It has SPF. It just says Daily Facial Moisturizer. You can find these at CVS. That's where I got mine at. Okay, so as I'm sharing my favorites products, I wanted to go ahead and make it a little bit more interesting, which is why I'm going to go ahead and be getting ready with you guys while I talk about the products that I've been loving lately and answer some of your questions. I did go ahead and ask you guys to ask me any questions, to give me any topics to talk about that you're interested in for this video, just to make it a little bit more interesting. So I'm gonna go ahead and be answering those questions while I get to start off. I am gonna go ahead and be using this primer. Don't mind my baby, he will be walking around and playing and stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and apply my primer. I absolutely love this primer because I feel like it is very moisturizing, so it is perfect for you if you have dry skin or normal to dry skin, which is my skin type. I feel like you can pack on so much makeup, so much powder, you can do creams, and this moisturizer is going to go ahead and keep you hydrated and keep you from looking cakey. I also been loving the NYX glitter primer, and I've been loving this one because I like to apply it to my smile lines. It prevents my foundation from creasing in this area, and I did get this tip from another YouTuber. I'm gonna go ahead and be leaving her Instagram ad. I always forget her YouTube name because she doesn't really upload much, but I will be leaving her Instagram handle right over here. But I did get this tip from her, and it really does work. So if you have trouble with like your problem with your smile lines creasing, this would definitely help. I just tap it in here. Okay, so I did find this primer at Target. That is where I got mine, so that is where you can go ahead and find it. And it is the NYX glitter primer. It's not an eyeshadow primer, it is a glitter primer. So as far as foundations, I've been loving 3 foundations. I've been loving the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear. I've been loving the Maybelline Super Stay Foundation, and I have been loving the Maybelline Dream Radiant Liquid Foundation. So I kind of just switch them up depending on my mood. But I think today I'm gonna go ahead and go in with this one, just because I haven't mentioned this one on my channel. So I'm gonna go ahead and in with this one. This one is a very dewy, moisturizing foundation. So again, perfect if you have like very dry skin or normal to dry skin. Alright, I'm totally forgetting about the questions. Okay, so one of the first questions that I did get asked was that if I plan on having more kids. I'm very undecisive, honestly. Like, part of me does want one more kid, part of me wants a girl, part of me just wants another baby in general to keep company to my current son. If you are new to this channel, I do have a 2-year-old baby boy, as you've seen, but that is my only baby right now. And so my answer to that is I'm very undecisive, honestly. Like, part of me wants another baby to keep him company, and part of me just wants like the idea of like, oh, okay, like a boy and a girl, I can have another girl. But also I feel like he has enough siblings to where I can take him on play dates to play with them and stuff, and I don't necessarily have to give him like another I don't have to necessarily have another baby and give him like a brother or a sister. But it is really hard on times like right now that we are all on quarantine and like no one can go out or anything. It is very hard because he has been alone. He has not seen any other kids this whole time, so that is very hard. And times like this do make me think like, you know what, like I really do need to give him a brother. I do need to give him a brother or sister, whatever the case may be, someone that he can play with. Obviously I try my best to distract him, like by going outside with him, just spending time with him and stuff like that, but it sometimes is really not enough. You really do need someone else to keep him company. Out with my sister about every Thursday, and that was like my day, like his day for him to like go out, go crazy. You know, we would either take the babies to play or we just hang out here at home, and they'll just keep each other company, just like keep him busy for a while. But obviously like times like this I can't do that much, so times like this does make me think that I should have another baby. When I say another baby, I do mean just one more baby. I don't see myself having more than 2 at all. Sometimes I do think that I probably just am gonna have Isaiah, just because just very hard already. And not just that, but I feel like what really prevents me from wanting more kids is that I feel like we are all a little bit selfish, and I'm selfish in the aspect of like my body and everything, and like I know what I went through having my son. Yeah, my body went through so many changes. I know it's not very visible like on top of clothes. Like I feel like a lot of people don't really understand what I'm talking about, but like under my clothes, I know my body changed a lot. I know my stomach changed a lot. So just like little things like that, I can't even imagine if I have another baby, like the change my body is going to have. And I know it sounds a little bit selfish, but it's just really hard, and you don't really know until you're in that position. As far as the foundation I was using, I really like it because it's very skin-like but still gives you great coverage, and is very just skin-like. It looks like your skin. So yeah, that's why I love that foundation, and I'm using it in this shade Natural Beige. I do have very yellow undertones. I know the camera is probably showing me a little bit more paler and a little bit more like pale, but I am not pale, I am yellow. Also, as far as concealer, I'm using the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. It does have satin finish, but it does have very, very good coverage. You really have to let it sit on your skin and then blend it for it to go ahead and get ultimate coverage. But it is, you really can play with it. It could be either light coverage or full coverage, as much as you want. Just depends on how you apply it and how fast you blend it. Okay, so for my next question, it was how is labor, and just kind of my whole labor delivery story. So for my labor, honestly labor was super easy. I did get induced. My last appointment with the doctor while I was pregnant, the doctor told me that the baby looked great and he was growing great, and I was, at that time, I think I was due for delivery in 2 weeks or longer or shorter, I'm not sure. But that day the doctor told me, hey, your baby is healthy. If you want to get this baby out, if you're tired of being pregnant, you can come in this Thursday, which was that week. It was probably like 2-3 days away, and we can go ahead and take this get this baby out. So that honestly sounded amazing to me when he said it, because my baby was so heavy. I am a short person, I am a tiny person, so he was so heavy. My back couldn't take it anymore, my stomach couldn't take it, my ribs could not take it anymore. He was so heavy on my stomach, and I just wouldn't sleep at all anymore. I knew I wasn't gonna sleep once he was out too, but my body was just so uncomfortable already. And my fiance and I really thought about it. We did decide that I was gonna go ahead and get induced, but during that time, I remember the night before, I was eating so many things that, you know, that people recommend you so that you can go ahead and give birth sooner. I was doing so many things. I was squatting and all these things just to make it an easy delivery. But yeah, I got ready, and then the next day we went to the hospital, and I really liked the idea of getting induced. I honestly think if I do have one more baby, I think I am planning on being induced as well again. I feel like you have so much control over your delivery that way, which is what I really liked. I really like the idea of me knowing, oh, this is the day I'm gonna have the baby, I'm going in at this time. They break your water for you, they let you know, hey, like, they let you know what's up, they let you know what's gonna happen at what time, and that way, so you have like total control. You know what's gonna go on. Like, you're mentally, I feel, more prepared, different than kind of just waiting for your water to break and like one day getting all of these contractions and being like, oh my god, I'm gonna have the baby, you know. I had so much control over it, so I really liked that. We got to the hospital. I was super nervous. They got me in my room, and everything honestly was super, I don't want to say fast, but like very well timely managed. Like, okay, so I'm gonna pause for a second. The loose powder I'm gonna go ahead and use for my under eye and just everywhere I'm gonna highlight is the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder in the color Light. I've really been into a very bright under eye. I know that's not everybody's cup of tea, but I've been really loving it lately. So that is what I'm gonna go ahead and use, and I love this because it is so soft under the skin. If you haven't tried it, you need to try it. You can find this at CVS. It is so super soft under your eyes and just creaseless, just flawless. I love it. I remember one of the questions they asked me was if I was gonna go ahead and get epidural, and I said yes with no doubt at all. I was like, heck yes, give me that. I am not gonna feel any pain. I've seen crazy videos. I just don't want to feel any pain at all. So I was like, yes, I'm gonna go ahead and take epidural. And then they asked me, okay, at what time would you like us to give you your epidural? And she said, by the way, it does take a while to make. So I told her, okay, well, I'll just take it right away. And it's like, okay, we'll start making it right now. So that gave me so much comfort, and so they went ahead and did that. And then I remember a little bit after, they came in, and I'm not sure if they did anything before that, but what I do remember was when they were like, okay, we're gonna go ahead and pop your water now. And so I was like, okay. And you know, I think at that point was when it really hit me. That's when I was literally like, oh my god, like, I'm about to have a baby, I'm about to give birth. And I started freaking out. And at that time, my mom was not yet in the delivery room. She was taking care of some stuff. I do have two baby brothers, so she was taking care of those kind of things. But I remember I said, we're gonna break your water, and we're gonna break your water right now. And of course the doctor puts in his hand and stuff. It's so crazy how they can do that. But he did that, and he did break my water. All I felt was like just water coming out of me. But it wasn't honestly, it wasn't crazy long, not that I remember. I feel like I didn't feel it much, but the moment he broke my water, it literally like slapped me on the face. Like, I was literally like, oh my god, I'm gonna have a baby, I'm giving birth right now. I started breaking down. I started crying. I was like, I want my mom. I was like, where's my mom? I told my fiance, I was like, call my mom, tell her I'm about to give birth, to her, ask her where she's at, and all these things, because the moment they popped my water, that's all I could think of. I was like, where's my mom? I want my mom here. You know, it's very emotional. It's so emotional. So, and you know, the moment he popped my water, that's when it really hit me. So yeah, but they did that, and afterwards a little bit, I think they like injected something, and the doctor was like, okay, this is gonna go ahead and initiate your contractions. That my mom was already there by then, thank god, but he told me that he was like, this is gonna speed up your contractions. And so it did, and I remember feeling them little by little. When I did get to the hospital, I was 9 centimeters dilated. Yeah, 9 centimeters dilated. And then little after. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and be using the Super Stay full coverage powder for my face. anyways, to continue, once I was, I remember being 7 centimeters dilated at some point, and it was still very like I could still handle the pain. I was just kind of, you know, breathing in and out, and I was like, okay, you know, I was there praying. I was like, I can do anything through God who strengthens me. That was a verse I was repeating over and over and over again, and just gave me strength and just kept me strong and calm. I remember just breathing in and out as I was contracting. I remember being I think it was 6 centimeters. That's when like my hardest contraction, like just I got the hardest contraction, and that's when I was like, that time point I was like, what the fuck, like what the fuck is this? Like, I was so scared. And then I was like, oh my god, like what is this? I got a second contraction, and I was like, dude, what the hell, man? Like what the hell is this? It's so painful. And then I got my 5th one, and I was like, I need my freaking epidural right now. But it was, well, I got not my 5th contraction, I got my 3rd contraction. But when they checked me at that point, I was already 5 centimeters. Yeah, literally my last 2 contractions, I felt like I was gonna die. I was like you know, I was like, I'm not gonna be able to handle this pain if I don't get that epidural right now. And literally like seconds after I said that, the doctor came in. They're like, okay, we have your epidural. And I was just like, thank God, dude. And so they put in my epidural. I've always been really good with like injections, with like vaccines and stuff. Ever since I was little, they never honestly were painful to me. It's not like I enjoy them either, but they're just never painful to me. Like I could bear with needles, but so the injection wasn't any big deal. The doctor actually told me, she's like, oh my god, you did so good. Some ladies like move a lot and stuff, but you did so good. And I was like, oh yeah, like I've never really had an issue with like needles or anything like that. They don't really like scare me or anything. So that was that. I got my epidural, and after that I was just numb. So I could still feel the contractions, but obviously not as painful. You know, it was something that I could handle. It was fine. And they kept checking how much I was dilated, and at some point they were like, okay, you're ready to push. And I still remember it was like, what time was it? It was 5:55. Yeah, it was 5:55. So she was like, we're gonna start pushing, and you are going to push. We're gonna push. She was like, it's 5:55. We're gonna push, and we're gonna get this baby out by 6 o'clock. She was like, this baby's gonna be out at 6 o'clock. And I was like, okay, you know. I was like, all right, let's do this, you know. I start pushing and pushing, and she's like, you're doing really good, you're doing really good. She was telling me what to do. She was telling Marcos and everybody else in the room what to do, like to hold my hand or to hold my leg this way and stuff like that, right? And at some point she was like, okay, she was like, do you feel like you're gonna, like, do you feel like you're gonna poop? And I was like, yeah, like I actually do. And she's like, she was like, okay, well that's not poop, that's the baby's head. So I need you to push where you feel that, because that's the baby's head, and that's what we're trying to get out. So that's where we're gonna push. And so I did. I pushed. I listened exactly to the instructions she gave me, and I did exactly as she did. And we pushed the baby out, not at 6 o'clock, but at 6:01. So I'm so happy everything went well, and it was so easy, and the way she explained things was just really nice. So I feel like they just made my labor and delivery so easy and so calm and just very, I don't know, very good. In the moment, I honestly did not see the placenta. I did not see anything, and I was very interested in seeing the placenta, but you're just so much in the moment. You don't even pay attention to what's going on. You're just like with the baby. And yeah, so that happened. Everything happened so fast. They give you the baby, and they take the baby, they shower him, they do all this stuff, and they give you back the baby. So it was just very nice. I was in the hospital for just one night, and then got to leave. I did rip, I guess because of how hard I was pushing. I was numb, so I guess I was pushing really hard and shit, but I was also just listening to the instructions they gave me. But my delivery went, it was very easy. I had amazing doctors, thank God. So I'm just happy with how everything went. Everything went so smooth. Also for bronzer, I've been loving the butter bronzer. from Physicians Formula in the shade Sun Kissed bronzer. I've been loving this shade. I feel like it goes really well with my skin color, and I really like my bronzer to show, and I feel like this does that really good. I also really been liking to layer this bronzer on top of my bronzer. It is from Milani, and it is in the shade Glow Baked Bronzer. So I like to pack this one up. And I don't always do this routine. Like, I always change up. Like, I always do different routines depending on my mood. But I'm gonna go ahead and do this one today. Since I'm not using any creams or anything like that, I kind of want it to have a lot of color. Okay, so I do have more questions, but they're very broad, so I feel like I'm gonna probably answer them in another video. For blush, I'm gonna go ahead and use this Milani one in the shade Tea Rose. I've really been loving to pack on my blush, especially now with like my black hair. I just feel like it suits me a lot to have a like very showy blush, if that makes sense. So yeah, I've been loving to just pack it on. And I've been loving this matte one lately. I love the Luminoso one, but that one kind of has shimmer to it, and I've just been really loving a matte one lately. And I feel like the other one is more peachy, and this one's more like pink, so I feel like it's even more noticeable and more out there, which I've been loving lately. And as always, I use the LA Girl brow pomade in the shade Soft Brown. I just want to say, during these times, doing your makeup really has been so therapeutic. I've been wanting to kind of like wake up earlier, like before my baby wakes up, and like, you know, make some drinks and just kind of do my makeup, put the music a little bit loud so he doesn't wake up, and just kind of like jam out and do my music. Like, I've been wanting to do that so bad, and I just don't do it because I don't wake up early. Wild, and it's in the shade Rebel Rose, and it's kind of like a mauvey pink, but like bright pink. So it's not mauvey pink, it's kind of like a, I don't know, but it's nice. And I'm gonna use this ColourPop lip liner in the shade BFF. And I'm gonna go ahead and use the Maybelline New York Last Sensational Mascara. My best friend recommended this one, and it is bomb. The only thing is that it's not waterproof. That's the only thing I don't like about it. So I don't put it on my bottom lashes, because if not, it'll smeared. I've been wanting to get that like eyelash extension kind of look, but without the actual extension. So I've been on the hunt, and I think I found some that kind of give off that vibe, but I don't know if I'm satisfied with them. I don't know. I guess I'll see right now that I put them on. But they are the pre-permed push-up in medium curl. Kind of gives you that eyelash extension effect. Oh, and you can find these at Walmart for like $8. So it's like $4 for each lash. Not bad. I probably would have tried more with my hair, but honestly, since I'm just here, I don't want to apply like any gel or anything, because then that means I'm gonna have to wash my hair, and I don't like to wash my hair every day. All I have left is to put on setting spray, so I'll just go ahead and share with you guys my hair product favorites lately. So first, I've been loving this Thick and Full Biotin and Collagen Conditioner and shampoo. I do have the shampoo as well. I absolutely love it. I've done so many things to my hair. I've dyed it every... ¿Qué es el pamper, huh? ¿Por qué? No. No. Okay guys, so like I was saying, this is the Biotin Collagen Conditioner and Shampoo. They are bomb. I've been dyeing my hair all different colors, professionally, unprofessionally, for like literally ever. My hair has always held up really good till this last time that I did dye it back to my natural hair color. It did kind of start falling, and it was, well, actually beforehand, the reason why I cut my hair so short was because it was getting super dry. But honestly, if I would have discovered these products sooner, I would have never dyed my hair, because I know this shampoo and conditioner would have restored it. So I've been using these, and my hair literally feels so soft, and I feel like it's not dry at all anymore. But it is very important for you to leave the conditioner for 20 minutes. Like, shampoo your hair and leave the conditioner at least for 15 to 20 minutes. So yeah, I completely recommend that product if your hair is feeling a little dry or very dry. Mine was very dry. This right after your shower is bomb as well. You don't have to rinse this out. You leave it in for a little bit, and you brush your hair, and it just gets rid of completely all of your tangles. So these two products have been my favorite hair products lately, so I completely do recommend these products. And they are both, well, this one's drugstore. This one I don't really think, because this little bottle I think was like 20 bucks or 25 bucks, but it is completely worth it, especially if you have very tangly hair, like your hair gets tangled easily, or you just simply don't like to brush your hair often. Then I completely recommend that product. And it is also a heat protector, so you can spray it right before you straighten your hair, so there's a barrier and it doesn't damage your hair. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff. I absolutely love it, so I completely do recommend those products. My camera's about to die, so I really need to finish this video already, but I'm gonna go ahead and use the Hangover 3-in-1 setting spray. It is bomb. But I also been loving the Milani Make It Dewy setting spray. Anyways guys, that is it for this video. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. I hope it was a little bit interesting. If you're interested in watching more, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button if you like this video, and I'll go ahead and see you in my next one. Thank you so much, by the way, to everyone who answered questions. And I know I didn't get to all of the questions. I honestly probably got to like 2 of the questions, and it was from like the same person, but I feel like it was enough to make one video out of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and be answering the other questions in other videos, and I'll go ahead and see you in my next one. Thank you. Bye bye.